Stop using your social media like it's a billboard. Have you ever wondered why your business is failing, why you can't get any engagement? Well, today we're talking about why your social media sucks. Yo, 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 what's going on, family? Good morning to all you beautiful, brilliant, abundantly blessed beings. Welcome back to yet another present moment. This is Ace Anderson Live, where we connect every Monday morning to provide you with weekly inspirational and entrepreneurial tips, tricks to help you ace your life. Now, congratulate yourself for making it to yet another beautiful dawn with me, your dedicated guide on this journey of self-discovery and growth. If you don't know by now, I am an actor, a filmmaker, a poet, the ace of all trades, the modern renaissance man, Ace Anderson, and I am so happy to be with you here for another blessed week. Now, as we embrace this first light together, I want to extend a special shout out to all you early morning risers joining in live. Your dedication to starting the day with intention and positivity is what makes the A-Team extraordinary. So, I want you to grab your favorite morning brew. Y'all know I like to drink alkaline water. And let's explore, illuminate, and inspire ourselves to be better with mindful conversation. Now, today, I'd like to discuss something that is near and dear to my heart, but I've seen a lot of my clients using social media in this way, and it is killing y'all, man. It's killing your business. It's not helping you get any growth. It's not helping you get any engagement. And I'm tired of seeing it, honestly. You know, we getting real. We getting real. And my clients, y'all know who I'm talking to. I'm talking to each and every one of y'all directly because I've said this to you before. Stop using your social media to sell directly to your clients. It's not to your people. It's not going to work. That's not what social media is for. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. All of the ways that you're using social media incorrectly and how to correct those things. We can always easily shift. That's the beauty of social media. It's such a fast moving environment that we can always shift the circuit. We can always change the direction if we want to. And nobody's going to know. Nobody's going to even worry about what you were doing in the past, what you were even doing yesterday or last week, right? Where everybody's going to be more focused on what's going on right now in front of you, right? You can even see that from when big things happen in the news that everybody was talking about, and then all of a sudden nobody's talking about it anymore, right? So it seems like it's this big thing, and then some time passes, and then nobody's even worried about that. And the same thing can go for your social media. So as we embark on this week's adventure, let's remember to align our hearts with the fruit of the Spirit. And you know what those are. That's love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. We need to trust these divine nine to guide us on our path to living a life that resonates deeply with our most authentic desires. Now, without further ado, let's get into this. So, for me, it's really important. This topic is extremely important because I see a lot of y'all doing this, man. I see a lot of y'all messing up your social media game by trying to sell directly to your clients. Then you're not getting any engagement, and then you're wondering why, and then you end up stopping your business, and then you just like lose the momentum, and then you're wondering why nobody's engaging with your content. You're like feeling like nobody supports you, and that's not even true. Right? You actually have a great product. You're an incredible business person, but when it comes to social media, there's just a little bit of a disconnect. So I want to go through step by step on how we can correct some of those things and help you get you on the right path. We're trying to our best to align with a path that deeply resonates with us, right? We want to grow our business. We want to make money. Who doesn't want to make money, man? You want to be successful, especially when you have an idea. You want that idea to be successful. You want it to take off. You want people to engage with what you're doing. And the way to engage is in this way. So first off, we've already talked about this, but directly selling to your clientele does not work, right? Constantly pushing products and services and events, that comes off as spammy, right? It turns people off because people aren't logging on to social media to see a bunch of ads, right? We want to be, inspired. We want to be entertained. We want to be educated when you go on social media. Just think about how you use it, right? You sign on, you just like scroll past any ads. As soon as somebody starts talking about their product, you're like, oh God. And sometimes every now and again, you'll see an ad, like an actual ad, that might intrigue you, and then it might get you to click it and might get you to buy it. But those are very well placed, well thought out, well executed ads. But when we're talking about content that you see natively, that you're just seeing via the algorithm that you're engaging with, right? That is a different ball game. You rarely see somebody that you've just liked a post and it was an ad, right? It was selling you something. No, you are typically engaging with content that is funny, it's entertaining in some way, it's inspiring to you in some way. It inspires you to want to go on a trip, or it inspires you to create something, or it inspires you to have a good day, right? There's lots of motivational content, or it is engaging, right? It's educational, right? It teaches you how to do something that you didn't know how to do. So those are the three things that you should be on social media for. It has to be one of those things, and that is why you are lacking. You're lacking value-driven content. All right, so we're gonna go through the reasons why people are using social media wrong. So, direct selling. Number 2 is lack of value-driven content. Number 3 is ignoring engagement, right? So this is another thing. Engagement is a two-way street, right? So you gotta like the people's post that's posting on your stuff, and you gotta engage with the people who are engaging with you, because everybody, the currency of social media is engagement. People want to engage, right? People want to connect with you. People want to feel like they are putting out content that is valuable. So when somebody likes my post or somebody comments on my post, that makes me feel good. I remember those people. I admire those people. I appreciate those people, right? And the same thing goes the other way. So when I comment on other people's posts, they appreciate it too. And then they're more likely to see my post and comment on my post. So it's always a reciprocal journey, right? It's a reciprocal game when it comes to social media. You can't ignore engagement. So number 1, don't sell directly. It does not work. Do not be like, oh, come to my event, right? Nobody's going to come to your event. Nobody's going to come to your event. I'm sorry. Okay. You don't say, oh, buy this book, I just released it. Nobody's going to buy the book. Okay. If you're saying, oh, check out my course that I released, nobody's going to do any of those things, right? People are on there they want to see something funny. They want to see something delicious. They want to see something that's going to inspire, entertain, and engage, okay? So that you have to provide value, okay? And then you're ignoring engagement. And then you're also misunderstanding platform nuances. So every platform has a different vibe. Every platform has a different way to be used, and you have to learn and understand what type of content goes towards each platform, because it's a different demographic on each platform. If you look at your analytics, you're going to see they're slightly different from platform to platform. So you can't ignore or misunderstand these platform nuances, right? Not all content works on every platform. Each social media site has its own culture and preferred content type. So the same promotional video that works on Facebook, it might flop on Instagram and LinkedIn. And so you got to kind of flip that a little bit. Now, I am of the belief that if you post on one platform. You can post that to other platforms, but don't expect them to do the exact same on every platform. I would post on every platform and then alter and tweak depending on the ones that don't do well versus the ones that do well. So if something does well on this platform and it doesn't do well on another, then you can just re-edit that video and post it again. And I guarantee you that nobody is going to be looking or concerned about your post. Nobody's going to be concerned about whether or not your content is not was already posted, right? Montreal asked, how do you hook up your digital camera to your Instagram live? So I can talk about this in another episode, but just to give you the gist, I have a Sony right now. I'm working on my Sony, Sony A7 III, and I have it hooked up via a little video card reader that's called the Camlink. It's not a card reader, but it's a video. My brain is fogging. That's why I'll do a whole video on it. But essentially, I have like a setup, and you can go live on Instagram if you go to the website on your computer or whatever device you're trying to go live on. You can sign up on Instagram live on your computer. You hit to add a new post, and then you click live, and then you type in all the information, and then you basically connect. You basically can connect your digital camera that way. However, you're able to connect your camera to your computer, and then you can use a software like OBS or Ecamm Live. You can also use Restream. There's several platforms online that you can connect your webcam or digital camera, and then you can do cool stuff and like add in, different images. Like I can add in this image if I want, so you can see that. I can add in like little video effects as well. And so I'm playing around with it. I'm still trying to get my setup to be good. The main thing is to just be consistent about going live every Monday. And that's where I'm at right now. And so far, so great. I'm just going, just building consistently. And I'm not trying to overdo it. I'm just doing it one step at a time. If I need to go live on my phone, I will. But I'm just doing the setup bit by bit, working out like whether I should have bullet points, whether I should have other graphics that show up, but I'm not putting any pressure on myself to make that happen. It's like, as long as I go live every Monday morning, I feel good about the week. I feel good about the way I started the week. So I hope that answers the question, but I'll do an entire video, or maybe I'll do a live stream about my setup and so on and so forth. But anyhow, getting back to the topic at hand, misunderstanding. We talked about the so far where these are the ways that people are using social media wrong. People don't understand that selling directly on the platform doesn't work. They're lacking value-driven content, so they're not creating content that is engaging. Let me speak to you. You are not creating content that is engaging, inspiring, or educational. And then you're also ignoring the engagement that you get. I see so many people that don't like their people's posts that post back. And people have this weird thing about I don't want to seem like a creep, or I don't want to see. Bro, the currency of social media is engagement. If you are engaging on their posts, and I'm not talking about in the DMs, I'm talking about on their comments, replying to their stories, right? Engaging with the content that they're posting in a positive way. People love that. I have never been like, oh my God, this guy's always commenting on my stuff. I hate it. Unless they're saying something that's annoying or bad. But if you're saying something good on somebody's post, or positive or in support of somebody's post, they love that. Okay, so don't be afraid to engage with other people's content. Like all of their stuff. They love it. People love it because, like, think about that. If for you, it's like if somebody's like liking all my stuff, like I would love if I'm trying to get my name out there. I'm not talking about if like Joe Schmo and my account's on private and I don't want anybody seeing my stuff and like all of a sudden somebody comes in and like likes all my stuff. Like maybe that's creepy, right? But I'm talking about the people who have a business, who are trying to promote a brand and they're posting content. If somebody comes through and likes all and engages with all of my content, like I love that. That's amazing, right? So don't ignore your fans' engagement. Every bit of engagement you should be interacting with, commenting on the post. Unless you have hundreds of thousands of likes and shares and all of that stuff, and it's like really difficult to reshare everything that's posted. It's like you don't have to worry about it at that point. But if you have 50 comments, if you have 10 comments on your post, you better have 20 comments on that post because you should be replying to each and every one of those comments, right? It just makes sense. You should comment, you should like it, you should engage with it because those people will like when you like their stuff. They love when you like their comment. Pin a comment, right? That makes it do well, and that people love that. It's like, oh my gosh, I said something on this guy's post and now I'm getting so much engagement. I have 1,000 likes on this comment. Like it makes me want to comment more on this person's post, right? So you don't want to ignore engagement on your posts. Don't misunderstand. Each platform has its own nuances, and then there's also a lot of focus on quality over quantity, right? And so here's the thing about this. So there's lots of schools of thought on this, but I believe that it's like everybody, it's quality over quantity, right? However, you only find quality through quantity. You're not gonna figure out what works for your social media platform if you don't post anything. You're not gonna figure it out. You're not gonna figure it out by just being like, let me figure out how to make this post the best post it could be. Let me figure out how to exactly make this post do well. If you've never posted anything, you're gonna have to post at least 50 videos to know what works about the good videos. And then once you get those 50 videos and you find that one diamond in the rough, then you're going to have to post 50 of those types of videos. And then you're going to have to figure out from those 50 videos, which is the diamond of the diamond in the rough, right? So you got to really understand that it's quality through quantity. You have to post a lot. You got to post stuff. Just post stuff, man. Post it. Stop sitting on content. Stop sitting on content. I'm going to say it again. Stop sitting on content. It's killing you. It's killing your business. It's killing your engagement. People are not remembering who you are or what you're doing because you're not spending time figuring out what is really good. Because you're not posting. There's no way for you to figure it out if you're not posting all the time. You gotta post. You gotta post content. Just post it. Just post it. Don't try to perfect it. You got the video. You shot something. Try to post it and then analyze, right? And it's not just like, oh, this video didn't do well. It sucks. Go back, review. Look, this video did a little bit better than this one. What is it about this type of video that did well? Let me try this. Okay, let me see if I tweak it a little bit more this way. Let me try 50 of those types of videos. Let me try 50 of these types of videos. Let me try 50 photos. Look, I posted this photo. I put this caption on it. It didn't do all that well. So let me try posting the same photo with a different caption. Let me try posting the same video with a different text on the top, right? So you have to, like, quality over quantity, yes, but you gotta find the quality through the quantity, right? So I didn't learn what about my comedy videos was really good until I was posting a lot. I was posting every day. I committed to posting 7 days a week. I had 7 videos. I planned I'm gonna shoot 5 videos, right, every 2 days, so I have content backed up, and then I have 10 bits of content that I can post for that week, and that way every week I have at least 3 left over, right? So I have my 2 shooting days, I have my two editing days, and then every day is a posting day. Eventually that became once I started to hit and figure out what worked a little bit, then I could go back down to just shooting 5 or posting 5 a week, right? And then the other 5 were photos, right? So I started diversifying my content a little bit and figuring out, okay, this works and this works. But it started off with me just posting. I would just post, okay, I have this. I would find a dad joke or whatever, and I would just film that. Oh, let me post that. Okay, that did well. Or I would think like a video was going to do really well, and then it didn't do well. And then I think a video was like, okay, and then it got millions of views. And so I was like, okay, whoa, what am I missing here? What do I need to figure out, and why is this working versus why this isn't working? And then so I started posting more videos like that. I had a caption, like, as you can see, if you look back on my social media recently, I reposted an old video with a new caption titled like when meat eaters say yada yada yada, right? And that post, when I originally posted, maybe got 100,000 views. Then I posted it again, 5 million views, just out of nowhere. Right. So I saw that like people were responding really well to the meat eater vegan, trope or whatever, like, the meat eaters versus vegans. So I decided I'm going to see how it does if I repost other videos and do the same thing. Right. And so it's all a learning game. You're all trying to figure it out as it goes on, but it's quality through quantity. OK, you can't just disregard quantity. You have to continue with both. You have to recognize that both go hand in hand. You're not going to find your quality until you have enough quantity. OK, you have to make the rough to find the diamond in the rough. OK, so there has to be enough quantity for you to be like, all right, this one is good, this one is bad, this one sucks, we're never going to make content like that again. I misunderstood what I was trying to do here. Let me repurpose that content. Let me figure out how to make that do a little bit better, because I thought it would do well. And then there's some posts where like I look at the video and I was like, oh, that pause was way too long. Like I go back and watch it, I don't laugh. When I go back and watch it a year later, I'm like, I don't laugh at that. That's not funny. And then I'm like, I wonder why, right? Or even it doesn't, not to say it has to take a year. It could take the same week or the same month. And I think just post it, because the algorithm isn't going to show it to people who aren't going to engage with it. Right. And people don't engage with it. So nobody's over here being like, you posted this video already. You posted this video already. No, like very few people are going to say that about your post. And here's the thing. When I look at my analytics, 1% of the videos that do well, 1% of the videos that do well, 1% of them are engaged with by my followers. 1%. That means 99% of the people who are engaging with that video don't even know that I exist until that video. All of a sudden it popped off. They don't know that I posted that video 3 times before. They have no idea. They're just seeing this post pop up on their feed because the algorithm finally took notice of it, because I did it the right way. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to recognize it's quality through quantity. Stop sitting on content and stop worrying about if the content is old. I don't look like that anymore. I don't this or that. Like, bro, stop putting barriers in front of yourself. Stop doing that, because all it's doing is stifling you. And then you're not posting content, and then you're not posting enough stuff, and you're not figuring out what is actually working. Stop doing that to yourself. Stop doing it to yourself. You're just creating barriers of entry for yourself, and it's not working. Okay? So, quality through quantity. So let's go back through why your social media is sucking right now, right? So right now, you're trying to sell directly. It doesn't work. You're lacking value-driven content, so you're not entertaining, inspiring, or educating, right? You are not engaging with your with your people that are engaging with you. You're not going back and commenting. You're not liking other people's stuff. You're not promoting and following and connecting with other people. You're just in a silo, right? You got to go to people in your niche, right? Number 4, you're misunderstanding the platform's nuances. Every platform is different, and every platform has its own features that you should be using. You should be using the polls in your stories. You should be using the new story feature on TikTok. You should be using, the fact that you can post community posts on YouTube, right? Using all of these features that these platforms are spending money developing. They want you to use it, and they're going to promote you if you do use it. Whenever a new feature comes out, use that feature, okay? And you have to understand the nuances of each platform. Every platform is different. And then you're focusing too much on quality over quantity. And you have to recognize this quality through quantity. Okay? So those are the 5 major reasons. Now, here we'll go into what kinds of content can be posted on each platform. So for Facebook, we have longer form content. Facebook and YouTube are very similar in this way, right? Facebook and YouTube are about building a community, right? They are community-driven platforms. So you have Facebook groups. That's really where the money is, right? Creating longer format content, videos, and community engagement. You use Facebook for storytelling, sharing behind-the-scenes content, and creating community through groups. Groups are where it's at on Facebook. Okay, if you're not in the groups, you're missing out on a huge chunk, because a lot of people that use Facebook, they use it like how the old forums used to be used. And some people still use forums, but now it's just Facebook. You can just easily create a Facebook community like, Black creators in Atlanta, right? Like, that is a group, a community. People are trying to connect and engage with each other. So if you're a Black creator, if you're a filmmaker posting content, finding ways to add value to that community within that group, your engagement is going to go through the roof, and people are going to follow you because you've established yourself as an authority in a niche market where people are actually looking for that type of information. So with Facebook, you want to be on those platforms, on those groups. Treat it like a forum, right? They are communities on Facebook. Okay. The engagement tip is like post interactive content, like polls, like Q&As, sessions, live videos to build engagement. So that's what you're wanting to do on Facebook. Okay. Then with Instagram, a lot of us know, just based off of how we use Instagram, you want to create visual content like high quality images, short videos, reels, and stories. Okay, that's really what does the best on Instagram. And I'm a big believer in diversifying your content. You want to be doing content, different types of content weekly. So create a content calendar for yourself that is easy to follow, that you're not going to spend too much time worrying about, oh, I got to write this caption, whatever. Use ChatGPT to help you write captions and all of those things, so that you're not, so you can, I say treat ChatGPT like it's your assistant. Okay. This is your assistant. It's going to help you along the way. You're going to finesse it because your assistant is not going to do it as well as you will, but your assistant is there to assist, to help, to give you the layup, right? And then you can figure out how to finesse and make it better. Okay. I use ChatGPT all the time. Then strategy is to focus on aesthetics and branding. That's where you focus on not so much your video aesthetic, but more so your brand, more so your brand voice, right? So the way that your videos come off, the way that you engage, the way that the way that you hook people, right? How you're copywriting. That's the way I think that Instagram sort of works, right? Uh, and you're wanting to focus on use stories for real-time engagement, and reels for viral content. You know that. You're going to want to use hashtags strategically. Some people are like, you don't use hashtags. You do. I don't think that they hurt. I think you can use them, but I don't think you should be gratuitous with hashtags. However, you should use them, right? They help build little communities, but I think it's more important to write a caption that is engaging, right? That helps, that provides some value, or that is entertaining, engaging, or inspiring, right? So that's what your caption should be on Instagram. And this is true for every platform. Your caption should be entertaining, inspiring, or educational. And you can also do like quizzes and stuff and polls and all of that on Instagram, and those do really well. For Twitter, you're gonna be it's like more so short, snappy, text-based content. Sometimes you can post a picture and it does really well, but it's more so about text. You want to be engaging in conversation. That's how your brand's voice is. What does your brand have to say about this thing? How can you speak in a way that is witty, that's funny, that's snappy, that's that makes people engage, right? Like Wendy's created a real great amazing what do you call it? They created a great brand voice, because Wendy's would always snap back at people, and like from the Wendy's like perspective, which is cool. It's like, oh, now this person, this entity, like I know it has a voice, right? And so you want to create that type of a voice through Twitter. You're not trying to post and be like, oh, come to my show. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Oh, read this blog, do this thing. Like, no, you want to keep people on the platform. You want to be engaging, be witty, so people just follow you because it's entertaining, it's inspiring, it's encouraging. You always have something smart to say about whatever this thing is that provides value, that establishes you as an authority, and then people can stay and listen. Stop trying to sell yourself on social media, okay? Stop trying to sell your product. Stop it. Okay. I know what you're thinking, right? You're like, oh my God, Ace, then I'm not gonna be able to sell. I'm trying to make money. I'm trying to build a brand here, right? Well, the point of your social media is to gain a following, which will give you a platform to then be an authority where people trust you to buy and sell whatever it is. So people will buy from you because they trust you as an authority. But that takes time. That takes a true strategy. You don't just go in for the kill. That's not what Instagram and social media is used for. And a lot of people are trying to like, oh, I want people are going to come to this event because I posted about it and I got to post the date and the location and all of that stuff. Nobody's going to come. Nobody wants to see any of that. I didn't go on Instagram to see a bunch of flyers, okay? If you look at some of like the top clubs, the top clubs in Miami, right? The top clubs in Miami, the top clubs in New York, compared to their following, their engagement is crap. Sometimes like 32 likes on a post, on a flyer, right? Because nobody wants to see that. But they still get a lot of people at their club, because the way that they're promoting their event, the way that they're getting people to go is not primarily through social media. The flyer, it's okay to post a flyer. You can post the flyer, sure. But don't expect to build engagement from the flyer. The flyer itself is just so that if somebody it's like, when was this show? I can go to that person's page and I know that the flyer is there and I can look at the thing. But the likelihood that I'm going to engage with it or comment in is like, one, I'm not going to like it. But I'm definitely not going to comment on it, right? Unless it's a friend's event and I'm trying to be helpful, maybe I'll comment on it. But my main thing, I'm not gonna be going on there to be like, oh, like this this event looks so cool, I can't wait to go. Like that, nobody says that. Nobody's gonna do that. So stop promoting your events that way. It's not gonna work. Okay. So the way that you want to do it is by creating entertaining content that people are like, dang, like, oh wow, like look at these people. Look at the space. The space looks so cool. And then you could talk about like how the space was built, or, how the venue was created, or what, like a certain vendor or something. Like you can find different ways, like something funny that happened in the club, and like, damn, this happens every Sunday, like that's crazy, right? So you want to build content that is going to engage people, and then once they're engaged with the content, then you could hit them up in the DMs. You could say, leave a comment like this to then have a reply like this or whatever. And so the reply would be a DM that will give them either like a PDF or like some type of a message that will invite them to come and see the event, or come to engage with whatever it is your product is. So Twitter is about short, witty, content based text, links, real-time updates, stuff that's happening right now, right? It's not so much like, oh, next week, come to this thing. Nobody's going to remember. Just like, it's more so to be right in the moment. This thing is happening now. I'm watching the Olympics right now. Oh my God, can you believe what Australia is doing on the breakdance floor? Like, whatever, right? That's where you want to be with Twitter. You want to be right there in the moment. Twitter is just for your thoughts. Like, just put it out there, like, and think the way your brand would think. In that, if your brand was a person, you want to tweet like that brand, right? You want to tweet from that voice. And it could be you. It might just be you, right? Like I don't post to my production company's page very often, but for Twitter, but like for me personally, I'm on Twitter more regularly than I'd post on my other platforms. So with that, it's like I want to post like me, like what would I say about this? Like what's my witty comeback? But I am my brand, right? So it's always about through your brand's voice. You're going to retweet interesting content from others. You want to reply to tweets and start Twitter threads. Like the easiest way is to retweet and comment on other people's tweets. That's the easiest way to get going, right? Because you can just reply and whatever, and you can start to build your brand's voice through that, right? Without having to feel like I need to generate something. You can comment on topics in your niche, topics of things that you find interesting, that your brand would find interesting, or that are in the same world as your brand. With LinkedIn, it's all about professional content, articles, industry insights, things that you've learned. This is high value, right? People are on LinkedIn not to bullshit. We're not just out here trying to like see a bunch of funny videos. Like, I'm on LinkedIn so that I can connect with people, so I can learn something that's going to help move me up in the ladder of my own business, of the company that I'm working in, right? This is going to help me. Oh, these are the 5 top actors. These are the 5 top creative platforms that I should be using, and then one of them is yours, right? Or like, these are the things that I've learned in the 5 years of being an entrepreneur, right? Stuff like that that's going to help people. These are the top tips that I've learned as a vegan chef, right? Whatever it is, you want to be providing content like that. Posting in LinkedIn groups, providing case studies. LinkedIn is about building credibility and authority. This is where you get to establish yourself as a true authority in your field. Okay? TikTok is similar to Instagram, short, engaging videos with a focus on trends and creativity. So, this is where all the trending stuff comes in. I think Instagram is starting to become a little bit more about trends, but I think Instagram is more about unique content, honestly. I think TikTok is getting there too. Like, they're sort of flipping in a way. So, previously TikTok used to be about, just trending videos, like, get on the same, do the same sound, use this sound, and like, people would just scroll and watch like that same sound. And like, if you get on that page, it's likely that your video is going to be watched because you're just seeing all the people who use that same audio. And so trending and stuff like, but I feel like, TikTok is now starting to become a little bit more about the niche and like, one unique person who does their own videos and creates their own original content. And every now and again, that person that creates original content will then create an audio that everybody's going to use. And then that's what makes them popular. And that's happened to me before, right? So I'm creating my own unique videos using my voice. And then eventually people start using it. I see my voice from TikTok ending up on Instagram. Right, so that's the type of way that you want to be. You want to be creating unique content. I think on TikTok, and you can use trends to inspire you, encourage you, or like things that people are talking about that you want to put in on TikTok. And Instagram is starting to become like that as well, but Instagram has a little bit more features, features a little bit different. And then I think the algorithm is a little bit different too, because TikTok is very much catered to just your likes, like whatever you like, whatever you watch, whatever you engage with, like you're just going to see a ton more of that. And Instagram is like that as well, but you'll also see a lot of, the people that you follow and people that you're engaging with already. What the hell? So there you have it with that. So the goal here is to then cater towards our engagement. So, you want to create content. Think about what makes people laugh, smile, or just feel good, right? We want to create entertaining content. That's the main goal there. And these are the ways how you can cater your content towards engagement. So you're going to share humorous content, behind the scenes clips, or relatable memes that resonate with your audience. So it's really easy to create memes, and that's like one of the easiest pieces of content that you can create. And you can use photos from your brand. You can use things that you find funny, bloopers. You can use like little clips. Those do really well. Short clips of like, let's say you have a food brand. You were eating something and then you burped and it was like a crazy burp, right? That's a cutout. You could just literally take that, put a caption on it, and just be like, when the food is so good, like, whatever, something. You can put something witty on it, and like that shit would go so viral, bro. And it has nothing to do with a product. It's just funny. It's just entertaining, but it happens to be you in your brand doing your thing. And then people are like, oh, who is this person? Eventually it builds curiosity and you go to the next step, right? So sharing humorous content, then sharing memes. Like I have so many photos of me that remind me of, that look like memes, or that I could use for different memes or things that I think are funny, and I've just put a funny caption on top of it, and it's just a photo, and I'll post that whenever I have nothing else to post, or I'll post that on the days that in my content calendar I have scheduled to post a photo. Posting educational content. Teach your audience something valuable. Educational content establishes you as an authority in your niche. So you could post how-to videos. You could post tips. You could post infographics as pictures. Canva makes it really easy to create stuff like this. To create infographics. But you want to create stuff that solve common problems in your niche, or answer frequently asked questions in your niche. So that's really the goal there. Then also you can inspire your audience. This is another way, right? So you can create inspirational content that motivates and uplifts your audience, creating a strong emotional connection. You can share success stories, quotes, or personal journeys that inspire and resonate with your followers. So, you know, like especially like with LinkedIn and stuff, that's great to post some success stories. I got in my first film festival. This is how I did it. You know, this is my strategy for how I got funding for my film. Stuff like that, you know, just things that will inspire people. These are the ways that you know, this is why I didn't stop, right? Like, this is, God works in mysterious ways or whatever. Like, you can try so many different things, but your focus should be entertaining, educating, or inspiring, right? And those are some of the ways. You want to also build curiosity. You can use teasers, sneak peeks, cliffhangers to build curiosity and encourage interaction. So, you know, if it's like you have a trailer for your film, you have some aspect that's like you only want to show a short clip, and like I'm not talking a minute and a half. That's not a preview on Instagram. A preview, a clip, you know, a teaser is like 10 to 15 like 2 to 15 seconds, honestly. And 15 seconds is long, but you want it to be so much that's like, oh shit, like I want to see more about this thing, right? So you could post a snippet of an upcoming product or an event with a call to action, asking followers to guess or share their thoughts, right? So that's something you can do too, to just have people engaged. Like, what do you think that this is, or who do you think we're bringing, or whatever. You could try some stuff like that, right, to build engagement. See how it does. And then, of course, you want to engage with your audience, because engagement isn't a metric. You know, it's a conversation, and you want to make your followers feel seen and heard, right? Ask open-ended questions, conduct polls, always respond to comments to keep the conversation going. So, you know, you don't want to ask yes or no questions, or like, you know, easy questions. You just want to ask open-ended questions, like get people engaging. You could do that in your story, ask me anything or whatever, and then you can get like respond to those things so that people feel like you're engaging, you know. And then you can do quizzes and stuff. I saw one of my mutual social media influencers. She's a biology teacher, and you know, school was starting, and so she posted her pop quiz as a story on social media. And like, you know, and each one of the sections of her story had a different one of the pop quiz questions, and that was like a fun engaging thing, because it's like, oh snap, like, do I still know this, like, about like I'm not sure if it was chemistry or maybe biochemistry, I don't know, but it was cool because, like, you know, I got to challenge myself a little bit, you know. And I was around some of my friends, and I was like asking them, like, yeah, wait, what is this, whatever. And we wanted to do it without looking it up, you know. So so that was fun. It was just a cool way to engage, and it reminds me, like, if I need to think of a teacher, like, you know, or anything, like, I'm gonna think of her, because she's posting that type of content. She's reminding us, but it's also entertaining, it's engaging, and inspiring, and so on and so forth. So asking questions like that, that's really cool. Now, in conclusion, you know, you want to remember that social media is about connection. It's not about sales. Okay, like selling is the final step, but you have to build you have to build curiosity, right? Which, so first it starts with awareness. You want to make people aware of your brand, and so that's comes from just making a viral video. If you can make a good video that like everybody watches, and because everybody thinks it's funny, then now they're aware of your brand. And then if they're aware of your brand, if you've done your job right in terms of creating a brand that's intriguing, right, then that builds curiosity. And then from the curiosity, then they engage. And then once they engage, then you can there's a few more steps, and I'm missing the steps, and but I don't remember exactly what they are. But after the engagement, I believe it's like inspire, and then you sell. Like then they make the purchase eventually. But it starts from you being able to build this awareness, create good, valuable content that people feel like they want to share. Because like I don't want to share something like, let's say you have a video and you're sharing something like selling a product, right? I don't want to go and sell that product to, like, I don't want to, I'm less likely to share it to somebody else because I don't want somebody else to think I'm trying to sell to them, right? Nobody wants to be sold to. But if you create something that's really inspiring, that like has a message, or like it's a clip from a podcast with, your, with, from your page, this really inspiring clip that talks about whatever's in your niche, then I'm more likely to share that with my friends because that helped me. Or maybe it was, with the law of attraction, that was something that I was talking about with my friends one day. And so now I want to talk about it here. So that's something to consider. You want to just remember that it's not about sales. You're really trying to build engagement. You want to focus on creating content that entertains, that educates, that inspires, and the engagement will follow, right? Once you've built that connection, then you can introduce your product or service in a way that feels natural and helpful, not pushy. We never want to feel pushy. We never want to feel like we're forcing our product or forcing somebody to buy something. We want them to feel like they made the decision to buy it. Okay. So, are you ready to stop selling are you ready to stop selling and start connecting on social media? Is we want to change the way that we use these social media platforms and start seeing some results. And that's it. That's really what I wanted to talk to y'all about today. I hope that you have. I hope that you feel like this provided you with some value. I hope you don't feel like I'm, trying to sell to you, because that's the opposite. I want to make sure that you guys feel like you're learning something, you're gaining something from these conversations. The goal here is to entertain, educate, and inspire. And I like to use my live streams really to provide a lot of value for y'all, because I think that you can have everything that you want. You can have everything that you desire. You just have to stop getting in your own way. And a lot of us get in our own way on social media because we're worried. We're trying to be perfectionists. We're trying to like directly sell, like, here, buy this thing. And then we get worried and like, no, like they didn't want to buy it. It's like, stop worrying about that. Just flow on social media. Do stuff, post stuff that you would engage with, that you would think, oh, this is funny. This is cool. Right? This is a cool clip, right? Of me just jumping into the water, like me running in slow motion. And then I put a funny caption on it and it just makes it even better. Or I put an inspiring quote, of something I learned when I went on my travels or whatever it is, right? Like find ways to be in your brand, use your brand voice to promote, engage, inspire, encourage. And then people will want to follow suit. People will want to be on the same wave as you, and they'll want to learn from you. They'll want to engage more with your content. So I believe, with the law of attraction, you can have everything you desire. You have everything that you want. You have to stop doubting yourself. You have to stop getting in your own way. You have to stop those things and then just be the person that you want, and recognize you already are that. You already have that. You're already making the sales. You don't have to force anybody to come to your show. You don't have to force anybody to come to your event. You don't have to force anybody to buy your product. You have a good product. Just focus on the joy. Focus on finding what brings you light, what brings you love, what puts you in a right, proper spirit to be able to just create from that light, that divinity that you have within you. And then everything will fall into place. You can then create content from that place and just post it. Stop worrying about if it's good or if it's bad or if people are going to like it. I don't know. Because you're never going to know until it's out there. You're never going to know how it does until it's out there. And social media is free. Social media is free. Social media is free. It's a free sample test. It's a free test of how good your product is, right? And that's like unheard of in the market, right? You're not like previously, historically, you would have to actually make the whole movie. You could do some focus groups, but you'd have to make the whole film in order to test engagement, right? You have to make a whole brand and like put the product out and set them, like put it out in stores in order to see how people were engaging with your voice, your brand voice. But now you can just post on social media and see how people engage with your voice, with your brand, without you having to sell them anything. Stop trying to sell people stuff on Instagram. Nobody's going to buy it. No one is going to buy it. Unless you're putting ads and the ads are very strategically and well thought out, well placed, nobody's going to buy your product. Okay? So just like that, we're wrapping up another fantastic session here on the Ace Anderson Show, and big love to each and every one of you who joined us live this morning. Your energy and insights light up this community and push us all to level up in every way possible. Now, don't forget, we're here every Monday morning, bringing that heat to start your week off right. If today's conversation got you fired up, inspired, or just curious to learn more, I want you to drop a comment, share this stream, tell a friend, because you know word of mouth is the best influencer, and keep Ace Boogie in your thoughts and prayers, and I promise to do the same. Also, follow me on all social media platforms at Ace Shot That. Remember, we're on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, wherever you watch videos, we're likely there. So come follow your boy and let's keep the A team growing strong. You feel me? Until next time, remember always, always, always to align yourself with truth, trust, and patience. And I promise you will ace your life. Peace out, y'all.